Your organization is unique. You need a trusted cloud that supports your business priorities, your requirements, and your applications, including the applications you create. Running on Windows or your favorite Linux distribution and developed using the stacks and tools you love. Build your next generation applications, tackle the toughest problems with Azure, and achieve more today.
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying iGaming Next's Adventure of Change. It's an honor to be invited again to talk to you about disruption and the new normal. In fact, over the next 15 minutes, I want to talk to you about the challenging times that lie ahead and how you can gain a technical advantage if you partner with Microsoft. I stood on this stage last year representing Microsoft as a relative newcomer to the iGaming industry. Some of you may recall that there was a cheeky mention of a fictitious AWS casino by one of our keynote speakers. And I still stand by what I said then, and I say it again now, Microsoft will never have a casino offering. Microsoft is a partner-driven business, and we want to help you gain a tech advantage by offering innovative solutions to your customers and helping you gain competitive advantages. We've taken our esports knowledge and brought it to the iGaming industry in a very big way over the last year. As this pandemic has shown, esports is a big disruptor in the iGaming industry. So let's talk about some of the big names we've worked with. One that I'm especially proud of is GreenTube. So the game platform provider came to us looking to re-platform the developer operations. They didn't want to change the source code that they wrote. They didn't want to change the target of the machines where they deployed their solutions to. They just wanted to have agile product release cycles. And they did this in a matter of months by moving part of their portfolio to Azure DevOps. And the order of magnitude of profitability that they gained from that was uncountable, because now they can release products much, much faster than their competition, and they can out-innovate other game platform providers. EGR awarded Kaizen Gaming worked with us on an Azure Databricks offering. Now, they took an AI detection system for responsible gambling, and they co-developed it with Microsoft and worked with us over 6 months to work on 3,000 plus cases. And you know what the result was? It was 100% carefree, enjoyable gambling experience for their customers. Betson worked with Microsoft with GitHub. And we've worked with GitHub, as you know, being the open source powering of the internet, to enable developers to have that great environment to collaborate. It not only increases satisfaction amongst developers in a company, but it also increases productivity. We're pioneering something called inner sourcing, taking those source code silos and opening them up to the whole company so that you can become more profitable. In fact, you also get added benefits, such as code vulnerability scanning and other protection mechanisms for your code to release high quality code in a secure manner. Intralot have embarked on a digital transformation journey with us, and they are moving LottoX as well as their internet sports betting platform to Azure to achieve new operational efficiencies and scalability. But more importantly, they're looking for an interoperable platform that can take part in the ecosystem that they play in. And Azure has offered them that as well. Bettergy runs a whole gaming platform on Azure. So they're supporting BetKing, the #1 online and sports betting provider in Nigeria. And they're helping them to expand into sub-Saharan African countries as well. Similar to Bettergy, B2B gaming services are now running their core gaming platform for a Greek operator called betshop.gr. And lastly, but not least, I'd really like to thank everything that EBO has done with us to help them support their AI virtual agent, which is running on Azure and using Azure machine learning services. Some of the pioneering technologies that we have in cognitive services as well. So you'll agree with me, over the last year, the world really has changed. Almost 1 year into this pandemic, it's pretty clear that we're not going back to normal. Probably all of you are watching this from home, perhaps from work. We now see that it's more important than ever to be connected. We've done some pioneering work on the COVID side, which is spilling into the iGaming space. We've helped bots build symptom diagnosis. We've helped gather masses of information for adaptive immune response and helped sift through that data to find the diamond in the rough, so to speak. And we've done edge deployments for things like AI cameras, which can do thermal recognition of COVID patients in crowds. And we've also helped people move to a remote way of working. Unfortunately, though, this remote everything is now meaning that we need to look more at our operational resiliency. How can we create a more not only productive environment, but how can we keep the innovation up? Because innovation, unfortunately, is suffering in the new environment without people being able to connect together in a collaborative way. This means going beyond Zoom and Teams, but building up a collaborative platform. In fact, digital transformation has accelerated in these last few months more than it has over the last couple of years. And people are looking to build resilience into their operation, and we are seeing durable trends and not so durable trends. If you look at some of the non-durable ones, perhaps learning and building learning platforms is great, but that will probably fade slowly as we return back to some normalcy in the near future. What is sticking is any automation processes. So people are looking to automation to reduce their cost inefficiencies and to enable the market to move faster and faster. Those will probably stay. So any automation that goes into place, such as DevOps, is a key area where you can win. And supply chain management is another area, as well as financial transactions that you produce using things like cryptocurrencies. So most people would say at this point, every cloud has a silver lining. But we at Microsoft like to think bigger than that. I'd like to show you a cloud that is now working on a planetary scale of empowering every person on the planet to achieve more. And to do that, we're going to space. So I'd like you to watch this clip.
Throughout the ages, humanity has looked to the stars to understand our place in the universe. But how can what we do in space inspire us to solve the challenges we face here on Earth? Now more than ever, we need to find a new viewpoint to envision solutions for the most pressing challenges that face us as a species. Solving climate change, healing economic divides, educating new generations, connecting people around the world. Whatever your mission, it will take new technologies, partnerships, and ecosystems to harness the opportunities, both on and off the planet. We're inspired to help you invent with purpose. Whether your needs are to communicate anywhere, design new satellite constellations, or just gather new insights on the world around you, Azure is the platform for your next mission. In the most challenging situations, we are called to elevate our perspective and deploy our collective creativity to solve our planet's problems. Our greatest achievements have never been made alone. And the small steps we take together today make a giant leap possible for tomorrow.
So there you have it, going beyond the clouds to space. We are pioneering the cloud space by partnering with leaders in the space community to extend our utility and Azure capabilities beyond just a global footprint to worldwide satellite connectivity. In other words, we're going to unblock cloud computing in more scenarios than you could have ever imagined and empower our partners and customers to achieve more. We are coupling with Azure a brand new way of having fast, secure satellite networking anywhere in the world. And this will unleash things like new gaming and artificial reality solutions or augmented reality solutions by complementing our global fiber network of 160,000 subsea miles of terrestrial and metro optic fiber. We've partnered with SpaceX to allow us to produce a new network over Starlink that will provide high-speed, low-latency satellite broadband to what we now call the Azure Modular Data Center. The ability to drop a bunch of servers anywhere that we want or anywhere that you want to bring compute to your customers, to bring it to your geography. Our approach is to supply a multi-orbit, multi-band, multi-vendor, cloud-enabled capability with a comprehensive set of satellite capabilities. That, coupled with the modular data center, I think, is going to give you a great secure connectivity to our hyperscale cloud. So having a look from space, let's drop to the depths of the oceans off the coast of Scotland. Project Natick, back in 2018, meant that we took 855 servers with 27 petabytes of data across them and sunk it 117 feet below the Scottish seas. When we brought those servers up not so long ago, we actually realized that only 8 of those servers were defective. Our failure rate in water is only 1/8 of that which it is on land. And the great thing about this story is sustainability. As part of Microsoft's global commitment, we are now pledging to be carbon negative by 2030. The company will shift by 2025 to 100% renewable energy. Now, if you have a look at our global footprint, since the time we spoke last time, which was around about 54 data centers, we now are up to 63. And if you look at Europe alone, we are bringing online places like Spain, Italy, Austria, Poland, and more importantly, Greece. We've invested heavily in Greece by actually committing to upskill 100,000 workers in digital transformation technologies. That is over and above the building of a data center, which is now going to offer you low latency, high speed connectivity to Azure's compute and global network. Those data centers are run with the utmost of security. In fact, we have 3,500 cyber engineers keeping that system up and safe from cyber attacks. In fact, we receive 6.5 trillion global signals a day, and we invest 100 billion annually into cybersecurity to make sure that your data is safe. And on top of that, we operate with the utmost of compliance. We comply to 90+ compliance certifications, which allow us to make sure that your data is privately held and entrusted with our confidential computing. One of the greatest services I think released this year at Inspire was Project Synapse, which we now call Azure Synapse Analytics. It's a limitless analytics service that brings together the enterprise data warehouse with big analytics. We call it the data warehouse evolved. It gives you freedom to query tens of millions of rows in your databases on your terms in using either a serverless environment or with pre-provisioned resources based on open source. All of that at scale. Ingesting, preparing, managing, and serving your data immediately in BI for your machine learning needs. Now, I'm sure all of you are familiar with Microsoft and Satya Nadella mentioning that Microsoft loves Linux. Well, it doesn't stop there. Our contribution to OSS is to embrace it now. We have some of the greatest minds in the open source community working for us, like Brandon Burns on the Kubernetes side, but we also are the greatest contributor to open source on the planet. Open source is now a first-class citizen on Microsoft Azure. More than 50% of our servers, which are virtual machines, run open source workloads. Now, they can be virtual machines or they can be fully managed PaaS-based services like Postgres or MySQL Hyperscaler. We give you the choice to run OSS on your terms. If you have the expertise, run the virtual machines. If you want to use OSS from a managed perspective, let Microsoft run them for you and you can take the benefits. So whether it's a database or a developer platform, you can bring that to Azure in an open source mind and manner. In fact, you can also bring your monitoring tools and your infrastructure management to Azure as well. I'd like to lastly talk about the partnership that we offer. Now, partnering with Microsoft is all about helping you solve the toughest technology challenges. Our customers are facing and dealing with vast amounts of data generated, and bringing those cloud services and bandwidth to where they're needed most, whether they're in remote locations or highly complex systems, we are experts at doing that. Coupled with our ecosystem of partners, we can help you bring value to this data faster. We're making it easier to find those insights and to make those connections which weren't possible before. So we are ready to support customers on their mission off and on the planet and to use the power of the cloud as well as space technology, to help businesses and industries reimagine solutions to some of the world's toughest and challenging problems in your industry. So we're ready to partner with you. I hope you're ready to take the technical advantage. Please reach out to us, and you've got the name of a contact person here, and we do hope to look forward to working with you and have your names on the slides as we work with you next year.